What's up, all you good fella fly guys? You know who it is, your resident fly guy, the cat in the hat, your chief architect, Michael Andrew of StyleArchitects.com, here to help you redesign your frame of mind when it comes to this styling thing. And today we're going to be talking about how clothing will change how you see yourself and change your consciousness. Now, there's no surprise that men are stimulated by what they see. So when you see that young lady sashaying across the boulevard or across the room, there's no accident that she's gonna catch your attention. Now fellas, if you with somebody, make sure you subtle about that. I'm just saying, I'm not trying to get you into trouble. But we often don't think about how we see ourselves. So at some point, every guy is going to come across a mirror and he is going to take a look at himself and start noticing things. Whether he's gained a little bit of weight, lost a little bit of weight, starting to look a little bit older or a little bit stronger, or that he may be balding when he wasn't yesterday. And for a lot of guys, that can be not only a fearful thing, but a space that will create an element of insecurity. And it's important for guys to understand that just like we're stimulated with a woman when we see her, we also create inferences, stimulation, and information when we see an image of ourselves. But men have a very special thing that will separate them from this, and that is simply changing your clothes. Now, if you change your clothes, not only is it going to change the way that you see yourself, it will change your consciousness and ultimately change the way that others see you. So I'm going to talk about 3 ways that this happens. The first way that clothing will help change your perspective is that it's going to hide those problem areas. So if you're starting to get a little muffin top around the midsection, then you can throw on a vest, or you can change the way that your pants fit, actually wear them on your waist, and it will begin to hide your belly a lot better than if you were wearing your pants on your hips. Or you can add some braces to your ensemble instead of wearing a belt, and it will allow you to have a little bit more room, not feel as constricted, and actually not even cut off that midsection, which will bring attention there because you have a belt or a belt buckle that's noticeable. If you're a little bit shorter, you can wear some stripes, or you can wear a tone on tone so that the eye continuously goes up and down and creates a more vertical look. If you're a little bit taller and skinnier and you want to add some weight, you can put on some different patterns so that it adds weight to your look and some heft. So even in those little things, if you make those subtle changes in your clothing, then you'll start noticing that you're not as insecure about those things that either you're working on or you readily accept it. The second thing that will build upon you beginning to hide those insecurities about yourself will be you starting to think better about yourself and creating your best thoughts about yourself. And it's interesting, when you change your clothes or you're able to hide those insecurities, the only thing that's left is confidence. The only thing that's left is assertiveness. And when you step out into social settings or professional settings, all of those things will precede your presentation. You'll find that you're walking a little bit taller, that you're speaking a little bit clearer, enunciating a little bit more, and making sure that people actually see and engage you because you're seeing yourself as the very best of who you are. And quite frankly, you should be walking out with that intention and with that attitude every day. The third thing will be the consistency and congruency of those first 2 things. And that will be, you will ultimately be a better you. You know, we hear that saying that you should fake it until you make it. I disagree with that. I think we should practice it until we become it. The more we practice, the more we become accustomed to doing things a certain way. So the more accustomed you become to hiding those problem areas and making sure that you are always presenting yourself with the very best of who you are so that you see yourself, you feel your best, then that consistency begins to become a habit. That habit then becomes a lifestyle. And that's what people begin to associate you with. When you begin dressing at the very peak of who you are, making sure your clothes are pressed and that it is the representation that you want it to be, how much more seriously people take you, how much more credit and cachet you begin to have in social spaces, and how much more people want to really be around you. Not because of something superficial, but because they really feel like they are experiencing something authentic in this synthetic world. And I guarantee you, as you begin to do that, you're going to be creating co-characters and chapters in your story. So I'm going to leave you with that. I want you to try it on, see how it fits you, and leave some comments in the comment box on how you believe you can change your clothes, or if you have changed your clothes, what that's done for your consciousness and for the communication in your community and how you construct your relationships. Listen, make sure that you're following us on all of our social media outlets at Style Architects, where you can find some inspiration. You can begin to build your knowledge up when it comes to different elements of fabrication, cuts, styles, and you can find a better way to engage with me on a more consistent basis. We're up on Periscope Monday through Friday, and you can catch me on Snapchat having some great dialogue about life stylings. And make sure that you check us out on stylearchitects.com, where we can personally help you redesign your frame of mind when it comes to the styling thing. And I hope that the moniker and motto that I've left you with, time in and time out, is beginning to make sense. So that when I say dress is nothing more than the outward expression of a man's state of mind, you understand why I say you should dress to express. I'll see you next week. I'm out. Peace.